Hey, you guys, what's up? It's me, PhiL, again, and I am very excited about this special edition of Kickin' It with PhiL, a heated discussion special edition. It runs all the way from April 9th to May 15th. You don't want to miss it. In this special edition, I get to kick it with every cast member, including the director, Ben Guillory. You don't want to miss it. All of the information is right here, therobytheatercompany.org. Let's kick it! Woo! Hi you guys, I'm PhiL. Welcome to my channel, Kicking It with PhiL. Like, share, and subscribe, and get that notification bell. Shoo! Look at that. Just wanna know. You remember yesterday? No more games.
You got that, got what? Got milk? No. You know, that dude. Oh, got PhiL. Yeah, got PhiL. Yeah, got PhiL. PhiL. Yeah, got PhiL.
Running class, go and let out. Substitute teacher. Hey you guys, what's up? It's me. I'm kicking it again, and I am very excited, especially for this kicking edition of Kicking It with PhiL, because I get to sit with the cast of a heated discussion original play that is playing right now, Thursday through Saturday at 8 p.m. and a Sunday matinee. And today I am sitting with one of the actors. Yes. He is so cool. He's an actor. He's a singer. Even does some comedy and a songwriter as well. And he plays Tupac in a heated discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, give it some warm welcome to my boy, Kyle J. Sparks. What's up, man?
How's it going, dude?
It's going great. I'm just so glad you just came out and kicking it with me, bro.
It's my pleasure. You know, we've been kicking it on the set. You know, practicing doing the show, and so I knew you'd be a cool dude,
Thank
great
you.
host.
Thank you for that, man. I just want everybody to know everything. How you got started in this business?
Well, I got started in acting actually in college. I went to college for business, and then I tried an acting class, and I loved it. And I finally understood what people, you know, why people want to do something for the rest of their life. So I knew it was going to be a long road, and I told myself this might take 10 years to get off the ground, but I was okay with that because it's fun in the process. It's fun in the journey. So I didn't have a problem with that at
Wow.
all.
So how did you get to take the class? Was it an elective and you got it, or you said, oh, maybe I want to?
It was an elective, so I had room in my schedule for one more class, and I remembered I wanted to take it like freshman year, and then I didn't have room for it on my schedule, so I held on to it for a whole semester. I saw it again, I was like, I've got to take that acting class. Yeah, so sometimes opportunity, it's just like a little whisper. It's like a little something in the back of your mind that I really, really wanted to try it, and I really connected with my acting teacher, and now I'm
Did
here.
you change
Still
your
doing it.
major? Did you stick with the business?
Oh, I talked to my counselor, and it's my business counselor, and she was actually got into business through theater. So She was 100% on board with it. She was like, I love theater. I didn't know any of this about it. She said, I love theater. I got into it because I studied theater in college, and then I found out somebody has to do the business side of theater. So she wound up doing that and getting really good at business.
Yeah.
Ended up being a business school counselor, and so she was like, "Let's figure this out. How are we going to get you all these credits? How are we going to allow you to take the most acting classes possible?" And so the way that we did that was I continued with my economics major because I was doing very well in those courses.
Wow.
And then I added a theater major on the side of that, and I just took all acting classes and then the core classes to
Yeah.
get my theater
Wow.
credits.
So
Yeah.
tell me this. So in that acting class, what was that feeling? What was it that, how did you did the first scene or something, a monologue, and it was like,
Well,
it was like, man,
it wasn't
it was like a something, yeah.
it wasn't a smooth road. I actually crashed and burned. The first scene that we had, I remember, couldn't make time to like meet with my scene partner. We both had very busy schedules, and we went up in front of classes, and both of us just like completely blanked on the lines, and it was just, crash and burn scenario.
Uh-huh.
And my teacher, instead of admonishing us and like, going in on us, he said, well, that wasn't the best that you could do. Like, he kind of let us make our own assessments of how it went. And it was clear to us he didn't have to make it more clear that it didn't go well. So I wasn't very proud of that performance. And then I had an opportunity to do a monologue for the final. And I remember having an opportunity to go out. That's typically what happens. Like, oh, like I went over to the fraternity house, and like there some people were like, oh, we're going out, we're going to hit South Beach. I went to college in Miami.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna memorize my monologue.
Wow.
So, I made the mature choice then.
Excuse me?
It wasn't
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy in
Mhm.
college. And so I walked home, and I started memorizing on my walk home. And that's still a main way that I memorize today. Because when you're walking, you have sort of a pace and you have a rhythm.
Yeah.
And that rhythm is, you apply that rhythm to your lines, and it makes it a little more fun because you know how tedious it can be learning lines. So I always try to learn my lines with a certain rhythm, and it always goes back to that walk home from the fraternity house. And I went in for my final. I went in for my final monologue, and people were coming out crying. They were like, "He was so mean. He tore it to shreds. Said it was terrible. I think I got a terrible grade."
Yeah.
Like, and then I go in, and it's my turn. I'm super nervous. Deliver my monologue, and the teacher just said one thing: why was that so good?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So I blew him away in the
Wow.
audition, and then that was in leaving that class. I had just the best feeling,
Yeah.
and I felt so
Wow.
fulfilled.
Wow.
Leaving that after doing that monologue.
Well, what did your parent, who was your family? What did they think when you decided from business to, excuse me?
Well, they were very supportive.
Wow.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were very supportive, and I think they could see it because there were signs earlier in high school. I like did a digital application class, so I did a bunch of videos in high school, and I even did one play in high school, and I was always good at it. But everybody was so practical minded at that time that they were like, "Oh, maybe you want to direct or get into video production or something like that." And I knew that wasn't exactly right, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So it took that going to college and having that teacher saying, "Oh, maybe you want to act. You're pretty good at this," for it to really click for me. And I'm so glad it did.
Wow. So how did you end up there and now you're in LA?
Oh, so I spent a summer. I was still doing the business thing. Had a marketing internship in New York, and I took classes at the Atlantic Acting School in the evenings, and that was very hard on me. New York is a very, very tough town, and I really just wasn't happy there. So I went back to school, and then I had kind of the decision to make, like, where am I gonna move after this? And so it was between New York and LA. And because of that experience I had in New York, I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go to LA, like just off of a hunch. And I'm here, it's been about 8 years, so I'm really glad I decided to
Well,
do
you
that.
did some comedy. You even done a little comedy. How did you
That's
get
right.
that? How did you get in that comedy?
So I moved in with one of my friends who I worked with as a caterer, and he hosted a comedy show. So he said, I host this comedy show, or I hope to host this open mic every Tuesday at 4 p.m. If you want to come on down. So I was like, well, this is about as easy as it's gonna get. This is a leg
Wow.
up. So I had my friend sitting in the audience, and I went up, and I'm not gonna lie, I bombed. And everybody had told you
Yeah.
that when you do stand-up
Yeah.
comedy, everybody's like, oh, you're gonna fail the first time.
Yeah.
And you sort of trick yourself into thinking, no, I think I got some really good jokes.
Yeah.
And I think I did get a laugh on one joke, and that was because I knew one person in the audience. I knew my roommate was gonna be in the audience, and I knew how much he loved puns. He cannot not laugh at puns. So I made one pun. I did that just for him. I got a laugh out of him, and the rest of them, it was just crickets.
Wow.
But I kept going back, ended up being a semifinalist on
Whoa.
the U.S. comedy competition.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was stretching or flexing my writing muscles more so than my performing muscles. And I think I get a lot more enjoyment out of performing.
But I want to ask you something because there are actors out there, performers, there's writers, comedians, and everything. But sometimes they get a little nervous about taking a step going toward their dreams. What would you tell somebody that might be interested in possibly coming, but just afraid to take that dive?
I would say what I have to say is do what you enjoy doing, do whatever is fun at all times. People think, oh, I need to just get over this hurdle. I just do to do this thing that's unpleasant right now in order to do what I want later. That's not the idea. I mean, I don't feel like that's what you should do. You should do what's fun right now. So if that means taking an acting class, I love acting classes. So that for me is what, like, let me do it right now.
Wow.
Let me do stand-up comedy right now. Let me try improv right now.
Yeah.
Not later. Don't put it off. Do it right now.
Do it right now. So now you are starring in this play, a heated discussion, playing Tupac. What is that like?
Oh, it's awesome. I got super excited when I found out I was going to get to play Tupac.
Wow.
That's a dream role. And not to mention, I was chomping at the bit because this is the first play that we're able to do after post-pandemic.
Yes.
Exactly. So I was super excited, and my brother is a huge Tupac fan. So, I had talked to him on the phone, and he was like, he had some recommendations. He's like, you got to listen to this song, you got to listen to this song, get real deep. And so I had a lot of fun. It was very challenging. Tupac is a very specific accent. He grew up in New York, Baltimore, and also the Bay Area. So he has all of those little accents that are a part of how he speaks.
Yeah.
And so it was a fun challenge trying to figure out how I was going to portray him on the stage.
Is there anything that relates to you with him, or do you see any similarities?
Oh yeah. Well, I knew this isn't the first time I've emulated Tupac. I remember as a kid, we had a family portrait day, so we had a photographer come and take pictures of the whole family, and I decided I was gonna be a thug.
Okay.
Like I was gonna be a thug. So I had this button-up shirt. I unbuttoned it. I had no shirt underneath, and I was just walking around mean mugging. And you know who I was thinking of? Tupac.
Wow.
Like Tupac is just so iconic, and like you can't help as a kid wanting to be like Tupac and like all these rap artists. And I think that's part of the reason the parents are like, oh, these dang rap artists, but they're so fun, and they express themselves in such a unique way that you can't help but want to emulate them.
Wow, wow. Well, for those people out there who want to stay in touch with you, how can they keep up with you? Do you have a site or somewhere where they
I
can
would
find
say follow me on Instagram. That's the way I keep most people informed. It's at Kyle J. Sparks.
We'll put that right down there.
Sounds good.
All right. Man, I am very excited now. Heated Discussion is playing Thursday through Saturday at 8 p.m. and a Sunday matinee at 3 p.m. All the details are right below. You don't want to miss this guy. And let me just tell you, Kyle J. Sparks, I just want to thank you for kicking it with me.
Thank you for having me. I had fun kicking it with you.
It's a different PhiL featuring Remember Yesterday,
You remember yesterday.
the cool It's Just Like, the beautiful Summertime Rain, a tribute Baba Lee, That's Why, and a special hidden track, Feelin' It, a different PhiL. The acoustic set, available on all music platforms.
The boogeyman has been released. They know what it's called, but they don't know where it is, how people get it, if it's contagious, if it's an aerosol or in the air. What they do know is if you get it, it can kill you.
672. Ring 755 East 80th Street. 755 East 80th Street. 50 miles to a male black was following him. He's dark complected, heavy set, wearing dark clothes.
They did get to kill him. They just left the justice part out.
Everything was taken away with COVID. And just to think, winter is coming.